My friends, we live in a world more connected than ever before. A world where the answers to humanity's biggest questions are literally at our fingertips. And yet, somehow, we see people trying to glorify ignorance as if turning away from knowledge makes us stronger, as if refusing to listen to science or history somehow makes us more free. Let's be clear, ignorance is not a virtue. It is not courage to deny facts. It is not strength to dismiss truth. It is not leadership to close our eyes when reality is staring us down. Learning and understanding, these are the true foundations of progress. Every great leap forward in history has come from people willing to ask questions, willing to study, willing to learn from failure. When we choose ignorance, we choose stagnation. When we choose knowledge, we choose growth. Ignorance is not strength. Too often, people mistake the refusal to accept knowledge as a sign of independence or toughness. But the truth is, when we deny facts, when we turn our backs on reality, we don't make ourselves stronger. We make ourselves more vulnerable. Pretending that a problem doesn't exist does not make it disappear. Refusing to learn about science will not stop diseases from spreading. Ignoring history will not prevent us from repeating its mistakes. Real strength comes from facing the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it challenges our beliefs. It takes far more courage to admit what we don't know and to seek answers than it does to hide behind slogans or blind confidence. Strength is not found in rejecting knowledge. It is found in embracing it, using it, and applying it to build something better. Ignorance leaves us powerless, but knowledge equips us with the tools to make wise choices, to protect ourselves and our communities, and to move forward with clarity and purpose. Knowledge drives progress. Every step humanity has taken forward has been because someone somewhere chose to learn, to ask questions, and to seek answers. The light bulb was not invented by pretending darkness was good enough. It was created by minds that refused to settle. Medicine was not advanced by ignoring disease, but by studying it, experimenting, failing, and trying again. Civil rights were not achieved by people closing their eyes to injustice, but by individuals willing to learn the truth about suffering and then acting with courage. Knowledge has always been the engine of human progress. It pushes us to innovate, to discover, to create. It inspires us to see what could be instead of just accepting what is. Without knowledge, there is no progress. There is only repetition of the past, only cycles of mistakes with no improvement. When we invest in education, when we value expertise, when we encourage curiosity, we give ourselves the power to change our future. True progress demands not just hope, but wisdom, and wisdom is born from knowledge. Ignorance creates division. When people choose not to know, when they refuse to understand, they begin to fear what they do not recognize. That fear turns into suspicion, and suspicion left unchecked hardens into prejudice. History has shown us countless times that communities fracture not because of too much knowledge, but because of too little understanding of one another. When we fail to learn about different cultures, we label them as threats. When we refuse to understand science, we dismiss those who do, and we build walls between ourselves and progress. Ignorance feeds stereotypes. It narrows our vision until all we see is us and them. And the tragic part is, ignorance convinces people they are protecting themselves, when in reality they are isolating themselves. Knowledge, on the other hand, opens doors. It allows us to see beyond borders, beyond skin color, beyond religion or language. But ignorance locks us into small corners of fear. Division is rarely born from truth. It is born from a refusal to seek it. When people cling to ignorance, they build walls that separate neighbors, families, and nations. And those walls are far harder to tear down than they are to build. Ignorance does not bring unity, it breeds hostility. It does not bring strength, it breeds weakness. It does not bring peace, it breeds conflict. Truth unites and empowers. When people are grounded in facts, when they share a common understanding of reality, they can work together to solve problems. Knowledge gives us a foundation that everyone can stand on, regardless of where they come from or what they believe. Think about how communities rally during times of crisis, when a storm strikes, when a disease spreads, when injustice rears its head. It is the truth about what is happening that allows people to join forces and respond. Lies divide because they pull people in different directions, but truth brings people into alignment. When we choose to face reality as it is, we open the door to collaboration, to compassion, to common purpose. Truth equips us with the clarity to act wisely. It doesn't guarantee that we will always agree, but it ensures that our disagreements are honest, not built on illusions. Knowledge empowers people who might otherwise feel helpless. It gives voice to the powerless by arming them with evidence, with history, with proof that change is possible. When young people are taught the truth about the world, they gain the confidence to shape it. When societies embrace the truth about their past, they gain the strength to build a better future. Truth is not just information. It is a unifying force, a tool for justice, a guide for progress. Ignorance blinds, but truth opens our eyes and allows us to walk forward together. The challenges we face today are too vast, too complex, and too urgent to be solved by ignorance. Climate change does not slow down because someone denies it. Inequality does not disappear because someone looks the other way. Conflicts do not end because leaders refuse to acknowledge them. Technology does not pause for those who choose not to understand it. Ignoring these realities does not make them less real, it only makes us less prepared. Knowledge is the only tool powerful enough to confront these problems. It is through science that we learn how to heal the planet, through economics that we find ways to lift people out of poverty, through history that we avoid repeating humanity's darkest mistakes. To face global challenges, we must rely on facts, research, and expertise. But beyond that, we must cultivate a spirit of curiosity and humility, the willingness to admit what we do not know, and the courage to seek answers. The world has always rewarded those who embraced knowledge, who used it not as a weapon to divide, but as a bridge to build solutions. Every generation has its set of challenges, and this one is no different, but the difference will lie in whether we choose to confront them with ignorance or with wisdom. And if we choose ignorance, we condemn ourselves to be victims of the very problems we could have solved. If we choose knowledge, we give ourselves a chance to shape a future where challenges become opportunities and obstacles become victories. The future belongs to the curious. It belongs to those who dare to ask questions, who are not satisfied with easy answers, who look at the world and say, there must be a better way. Curiosity is the spark that drives discovery, the force that pushes human beings to explore oceans, to reach into space, to unlock the secrets of life itself. When we stop being curious, when we stop seeking truth, we stop growing. Ignorance may feel comfortable in the moment. It offers the illusion of certainty, the safety of not being challenged, but it leaves us standing still while the world moves forward without us. Curiosity, on the other hand, is uncomfortable because it demands humility. It forces us to admit that we do not know everything, that we might be wrong, that there is always more to learn, but that humility is what makes progress possible. Every great innovator, every leader, every thinker who changed the world began with a question and the courage to pursue it. And that same spirit lives in each generation that chooses knowledge over ignorance. The future is not written for those who turn away from learning. It is written by those who lean into it. Curiosity gives us the imagination to see beyond today's problems, the resilience to keep searching after failure, and the vision to create a tomorrow that is better than yesterday. Ignorance hides us from reality, but curiosity reveals what is possible. And in the end, it is the seekers of truth, the learners, the dreamers, who will inherit the future, because they are the ones building it every single day. So let us remember, ignorance is not a shield, it is a weakness. It blinds us, it divides us, it keeps us chained to the mistakes of the past. But knowledge is power. Knowledge is freedom. Knowledge is the light that guides us through uncertainty and shows us the way forward. The future will not be built by those who turn away from truth, but by those who embrace it, who seek it, and who use it to lift others up. Let us choose curiosity over complacency. Let us choose wisdom over denial. Let us choose truth over comfort. Because in the end, the strength of any nation, the strength of any people, comes not from ignorance, but from the courage to learn, to understand, and to act. Ignorance is not a virtue. Knowledge is our path, and with it, there is no limit to how far we can go and how much better we can become together.